Hey guys.
Hello.
I'm Jason.
I'm Sam.
And we are Table Talk Gaming. And we're here to bring you another unit analysis.
This time, the Gnasher Dasher.
Ooh.
Orcs and goblins, man.
Fun times. These guys are just a pain. I'll say that. They're a pain.
Yes, they are.
They're annoying. They're good at what they do. And it's just, I see them on the field and I'm like, well, I have to do something. Because they're just going to get in the way. They're going to do some damage. And I'm just, it took me a bit to figure out how to deal with them. But we're going to talk about how to deal with them as well. How to use them.
Oh, yeah.
How to fight against. We're going to analyze the unit. Hence the name, Unit Analysis. Crazy.
You're so funny.
I am. And now look at those cute little balls of murder. Yeah, little murder balls. All they want to do is eat your brain.
Damn straight.
And we're going to talk about the stats first. The mechanics. What can they do?
So they can kill shit. That's what they like to do. It's their favorite thing to do.
They can
kill shit.
Think of them as a glass cannon. You have Gnasher Dashers at 60 points for 5 models. You can add 5 more for 10 points a model. So the more you add, it's like a kind of a little bit of a discount, as you can see. Now their movement's 5, but what you're looking at here is a fly 6, and that's going to apply most often. Fly 6, and
which is beautiful, especially for a chaff unit, just to be able to pop up over things and just get in the way even more. You can hide them behind terrain and not get shot at. People lose line of sight and just pop them up over next turn.
Yeah, it's also you can jump over enemy chaff if you want to get into the juicy center of the enemy army or into that war machine that they're trying to protect. All sorts of things that Fly 6 gives you. Fly in general is just a great rule, and if you can find a unit with Fly to use as chaff or to use as a harassment unit, you want to do that. It's weapon skill 4, so it's a decent at hitting things, especially enemy chaff, and especially war machines.
Yeah. Which is where this thing shines.
Indeed. Strength 5.
Oh man, that's brutal. Just strength 5 constantly, no modifiers or anything.
2 attacks each at initiative 4, so it's going first in a lot of cases. Now, it's not tough. It's a glass cannon, which means if it gets hit, it's going to break. Toughness 3 with 1 wound isn't enough. It's just not. It's got mounts protection 6+ and light armor, which means it has a 5-up armor save. That's hardly anything. Yeah, it'll stop maybe 1 or 2 wounds, but if you're getting hit with this, you're probably going down.
Yeah. So this is not a unit if you want a tar pit. Not at all. This is made to you want to just get through and break the enemy if you can. If it's something like that, or use it as getting in the way.
Indeed. Now as chaff, it's not going to be charging much, but if you want to use this as a harassment unit, this next rule is what makes it an awesome harassment unit. Rows of teeth. Now, basically what this means is it gets impact hits in the charge. And for every 5 bottles, and you round fractions up, and this is key here, they get D3 impact hits at, again, strength 5. So if you hit them with 5, it's D3 impact hits. But if you hit them with 6...
Only 6...
with 10 more points, the impact hits are doubled to go from 1d3 to 2d3. So that's a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 6. It makes it, it's better than a 1d6 chariot impact hits.
Yeah.
And at 70 points, it's usually cheaper. Now, again, they're not tough, but that's what they can do. It also has rider attacks. They're only weapon skill 2, strength 3.
Yeah, just
and you're not going to be worried about them.
So,
but,
you know what? Sometimes, though, they can help. Just the extra attack, it's not bad.
Sometimes. Now, another thing to keep in mind is they cannot be joined by characters. You can't put a character on a Gnasher and just send it with the unit. And they're skirmishers, which means that they take -1 to be hit against shooting attacks. So that protects them a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Just helps get them across the field and where they need to be.
Now, again, as we talked about, these guys fill a chaff and or a harassment role. They get in the way, or they get past the enemy chaff into the juicy center of what you want to go after, whether that be war machines, whether that be lone enemy characters, whether that be something you want to just throw them into the flank of a combat you're already in just to get some more wounds off. Mm-hmm. All sorts of uses.
One of the ones that I'm gonna really start using them for is so a lot of people like to put chaff in front of my unit of frenzied orcs, which have to pursue if they overrun them, which they're going to because they're just chaff. They're just made to do that. So if you can pop these guys over a unit, take out the chaff, and get them out of the way, you can continue to move your unit down the field where they need to be instead of falling prey to the enemy chaff. So that harassment, that getting rid of your enemy's shit that's in the way is a beautiful place to have these, why you would bring these in your list.
Yeah, they're very much an anti-chaff unit in a lot of ways because, again, against most chaff, they're quick enough to get the charge, and they're strong enough to eat the unit. I don't know if I'd put them in the way of your own frenzied orcs simply because it's just going to block your charges.
Well, I'm thinking, you bust through them and then overrun.
Maybe.
Overrun out the way.
I'm eager to see you try that tactic and see how it works.
I will.
Now, what makes these things? Why would you take this? Because it's strength 5 and they got impact hits.
Yes.
That's amazing.
5.
They're super cheap. They're fly 6. Now they're immune to psychology, so that means they can't be scared off the table. Even if they take a couple wounds, they're sticking around, and they're skirmishers, so it's really hard to shoot them. Really, really hard. These guys are just great.
Fantastic unit.
They're glass cannon.
They're not very expensive either. As far as chaff goes, they are on the low end.
Oh, very cheap, and you want to, if you're gonna take one unit, you might as well take 2, and if you're gonna take 2 units, if you can fit 3 units of these things in,
oh yeah,
why not? It just provides drops for you in the deployment phase, and it allows you to kind of control, well, not so much control, but to bypass the enemy's defenses to get to the units that they don't want you hitting. Mage bunkers, war machines, anything of the sort. However, they're not perfect.
Nope.
They're also immune to psychology.
Yes.
Which means
they cannot choose flee as a reaction. So, a case in point, I had a Colossus charge my group of Gnashers. I was trying to get into his chaff, but instead he sent a big old monster my way, and I have to take it. I have to sit there and fight it out. And that went about as expected. I did 2 wounds, and then he just deleted the unit.
Now, keep in mind, he did 2 wounds to a monster with a 60-point unit. That's not bad.
Exactly.
But again, a lot of chaff can flee and kind of draw off the enemy off into the corner to play with themselves. But these guys, they can't do that. That's not an option they have. They're also very much, if they get hit, they're going down.
And just glass, just shattered.
Once again, though, they're not much points. So even if you lose a unit, or even lose all the units,
it's not game changing.
It's not gonna come back to bite you that hard. Now, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the support. And if there's anything new anything you want us to cover in these things, or to do differently, let us know.